From the boy who bullies Bingo for a whole season and never appears on screen once, to a mother with 9 kids who fixes everything with one sentence, today we're breaking down 10 Bluey characters nobody talks about. But first, if you love Bluey, drop a paw emoji in the comments. And if Bingo is your favorite, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Number 1. Lila. Start with a character who exists because a game ran out. In Daddy Drop Off, Bandit is trying to get the girls to school on time and failing spectacularly. By the time they arrive, Bingo won't go in without one more game. So he winds her up like a toy soldier and she robot walks through the door. Inside that room is a new girl called Lila, hiding behind a wall of blocks because she doesn't know how to join in yet. Bingo's wind-up runs out right next to her, and Bingo just asks her to wind her up again. That's it, that's the whole thing. Lila comes out from behind the blocks, winds her up, and the two of them robot walk around the room together. Then the episode does something it did not need to do. It runs a sequence of photographs, the two of them growing up side by side, year after year, all the way to graduation. A shy kid got asked to do one small thing. The show then shows you that it lasted the rest of their lives. Number 2. Coco now to the friend nobody actually wants to play with until she isn't. In Shadowlands, the rule of the game is that shade is land and sunlight is a sea full of crocodiles. You have to reach the picnic blanket without touching the sun. Coco promises she won't change the rules. She then spends the entire game trying to change the rules. When there's a sunny gap Snickers can't jump, Coco just wants to walk across. Stuck on a palm tree shadow with the goal in sight, she's fully ready to step out and quit. And Bluey holds the line every time. Then a cloud shadow moves across the grass and they sprint with it, and they make it. Properly, the hard way, without cheating. And in the very next game, Coco plays fair. The show didn't punish her, it didn't lecture her. It just let her feel what it's like to win the real way once, and that was enough. Number 3. Banjo now to the most important character in Bluey who has never appeared on screen. In bin night, taking the bins out with Dad becomes the place Bingo reports her news from school. And week after week, the news is about a new kid called Banjo. You never see him, not once. You only hear what he did. He calls the other kids names. And then one night, quietly, Bingo tells her dad that Banjo called her stubby and said she must only be 2 years old. You can hear exactly how much that one landed. Weeks go by, the moon changes phase over the bins, and then one bin night, Bingo has different news. Another kid was mean to Banjo. His feelings got hurt, and instead of enjoying it, which she would have been completely entitled to do, Bingo went over and played with him. They're friends now, because being the new kid is hard, and Banjo didn't know how to say that. An entire bullying storyline, resolved by a 4-year-old about a boy the audience never meets. Number 4. Jack now to a first day at school that goes better than anyone's ever has. In Army, it's Jack's first day. On the drive there, he's already being told off for forgetting his hat and for not being able to sit still or remember things. He gets pointed toward Rusty, who is playing Army by himself, and Jack leads with the truth. He's bad at following instructions. Rusty barks an order. Jack follows it instantly. Rusty says he can play. Then watch what Rusty actually does. He trains him. Hand signals, push-ups, code names for every corner of the playground. And when Jack turns up without his hat again, Rusty doesn't tease him. He pulls a spare one out of his own backpack. Later, Jack remembers a location code perfectly and saves the whole mission. And when he admits he isn't good at sitting still or remembering anything, Rusty just says, "Well, you're pretty good at playing Army." Then Rusty's dad comes home from a real deployment with a tube of condensed milk for his son. Rusty walks straight over and gives it to Jack. Number 5. Mackenzie now to a day that starts as a disappointment and quietly becomes something else. In Barky Boats, the little kids get paired with older buddies. Bluey's buddy Mia helps her build a fairy garden and writes letters to the fairies for her, because Bluey can't write yet. Mackenzie's buddy races bark boats with him. Then the two big kids drift off to hang out with each other and completely forget about them. So Bluey and Mackenzie end up sitting by the water on their own, both quietly wondering whether the big kids stopped liking them. Calypso explains it with a dam and 2 little boats, drifting and getting older until the water bursts and sweeps them off downstream, because being 12 means something big is about to pull you away. But here's the part nobody mentions. Bluey and Mackenzie don't sit there sulking. They race bark boats with each other, argue about who won, and sort it out themselves. That's what their buddies come back to. The big kids let them both down, and the day was fine anyway, because the 2 smallest people there were good company. Number 6. Frank now to a dad who is genuinely bad at the thing this show is about. Frank is Chloe's dad, and in Octopus, Chloe comes home desperate to play a game she learned at Bluey's house, where Bandit flails around as an octopus guarding treasure. Frank tries. He really does. He leans over the couch and gives one slow, embarrassed little wave of his arm. Then he starts correcting her. Octopuses don't make those noises. A real octopus wouldn't have treasure, and he decides he'll be a quiet octopus that stays completely still, until Chloe finally tells him straight, Bluey's dad is more fun than you. That lands hard, and here's why Frank belongs on this list. He doesn't sulk, he doesn't shrug it off. Chloe finds him a bit bit later at the computer, reading about octopuses, so that he can play the game properly. They build a version together. Frank becomes a poisonous octopus who freezes you on contact. Chloe becomes an electric eel who zaps him to break free. He couldn't do silly, so he went and did homework on silly. Number 7. Grandad Mort. Now to a man who has just had open heart surgery and has decided he's fine. In Grandad, the doctor wants Chilli's dad resting. The girls arrive to visit him and find him ripping a tree stump out of the ground. Then he makes a break for it. He takes the kids into the bush, smears creek mud on their faces as camouflage, and hides out, while Chilli hunts them down, absolutely certain he's about to kill himself. They put on life jackets and pile into a canoe. Chilli sprints to the end of the pier and dives straight into the water after them. And then comes the detail the episode almost throws away. Grandad grabs a paddle to row them out of reach, and his thumbs are too weak to grip it. The girls have to row for him. He spends the whole episode outrunning his own daughter and being an absolute legend about it. And the show puts one tiny, honest fact in the middle of it. The surgery took something. He only agrees to slow down once Chilli admits she still needs him around. Number 8. Pat now to the most hated man at every party in the neighborhood. Pat, Lucky's dad, decides that modern pass-the-parcel has gone soft because there's a little prize hidden in every single layer. So at his own son's birthday, he brings back the old rule. One prize. In the middle, nothing else. The music plays. A kid rips off a layer and finds paper, then another, then another. He makes a lot of children cry. He panics so badly that he starts shoving $5 notes into small hands and giving away his own son's presents just to stop the noise. And then, slowly, it catches on. Because it turns out that a game where you might win something big is more exciting than a game where everybody definitely wins something small. By the time Bluey's party comes around, the kids are asking for his rules. He was the villain of half a season of birthday parties, and he was right the whole time. Number 9. Bingo back to number 8, and to the child on the other end of it. Because while Pat was busy being proved right, somebody had to actually live in the world he made. Party after party, Bingo doesn't win. At one, the music stops just before it reaches her. At another, the prize is a pile of books, and Muffin wins it, and then throws the books in the air anyway, because she's Muffin. Bingo keeps not winning, and Bingo keeps showing up. At Lila's party, she misses out again. And on the drive home, her mom says she's sorry Bingo didn't win. And Bingo says, when Lila's happy, I'm happy. Her mother tells her she's getting quite good at losing, and she means it as the biggest compliment there is. That is a 4-year-old who has quietly learned a thing most adults never manage, and the show gives it to her in the back of a car in one line with no music under it. Number 10. Bella. And here's the one that'll actually get you. Bella is Coco's mom. She is on screen for about 1 minute in the entire series. Go to Baby Race, the flashback to when Bluey was a baby, and Chilli is quietly falling apart, because at the mums group, every other baby is ahead of hers. Judo sits up first, and Judo's mom announces it to the whole group. Judo starts crawling while Bluey shuffles backwards and gets stuck under the furniture. So Chilli starts taking Bluey to the doctor, over and over. And the doctor keeps telling her the baby is fine, and some pups just take their time. It doesn't help. The comparing grinds her down until she stops going to the group at all and just stays home. That's when Bella turns up, and Bella has 9 children. She has lived through every single part of this, 9 separate times. She sits down next to Chilli, and she says one thing:
"You're doing great."
That's it. She doesn't offer advice. She doesn't compare babies. She never once mentions that she has 9 of them and has seen all of this before. She says 4 words to an exhausted mother and leaves. And a moment later, while Chilli isn't watching, isn't measuring, isn't racing anybody, Bluey pulls herself up on the kitchen cupboard and takes her first steps. The best character in this show is on screen for 60 seconds. She has no arc, no episode of her own, and no idea she just fixed everything. So tell me, which side character deserves their own episode? Let me know in the comments. And that's it. Which one surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. If you want the next part, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed, because we're uncovering even more secrets next time.